Hey everybody, my name's Billy, and I operate Model Works RC. Um, it's nothing professional at all. It's more of a hobby thing. I just sometimes find ways to make some really decent looking parts and try to share it with everybody. Um, Most of you may know from the page on Facebook, Mustang. That's been the banner picture forever, and a couple other things that I built was the RC four-wheel drive D110 that I had put together. It was really scale truck, had a fishing rod holder on the front of it with fishing rods. Had a John boat also on a roof rack. The roof rack that I built, it wasn't perfect, but um, when your part supplier doesn't carry the part you need, you kind of improvise. So it's what I wound up doing. Um, anyway, just wanted to create a video for the launch of the YouTube channel, and just to say, hey, welcome, thank you for following the page. I know it's been kind of dead. I know that we've done a hell of a lot of boats as of late. It's just, I don't want to say it's a fad that my friends and I are going through, but we're really enjoying that side of the hobby right now. Avid crawler, um, do some dirt oval racing also with a group of guys locally here in my area. Just really enjoy all aspects of the hobby, from on-road cars to crawlers to boats to airplanes, you name it, and just try to focus. I don't want to say primarily, but when it comes to the parts side of it, I do try to focus on the scale side, the scale realism side. Um, but I also do try to dabble in some performance parts also, or a couple upgrades here and there. Just wanted to give you guys an idea of what's going on, and I apologize for shooting this video with a tablet, but my camera is not wanting to cooperate this evening. So probably won't be a whole lot of fancy editing in this, but I'll just give you an idea of what started it pretty much, and where we're at the moment. And hopefully I'll get an opportunity to keep the YouTube channel supplied with good material. Again, now we're racing boats right now, and it's going to change over to dirt oval here before too long. I don't have a crawler at the moment. I traded my D110 to a friend for some boats, and so I'm down a crawler, but I'll start a build for that hopefully in the fall, and do something that I've been planning to do for quite a while, and I'll try to keep it updated to the best of my ability. So let me just show you what we got here, okay? This is the car that started it for me. There's nothing fancy about this car. The only thing that to me kind of sets it apart is a couple of little things that I did make for it. The car itself, I've had a lot of people to actually try to buy the car, and I tell them, no, you really don't want it if you knew what it really was. The chassis itself is just a cheap Red Cat chassis, Red Cat on-road chassis that I found in a job that I used to work in Raleigh here where I live, in an apartment when I did an apartment clean out, and there was this one and maybe 3 or 4 more, and sold off the other ones after a fella didn't come pick them up, and this was the one that kind of stood around, and it was all a bare chassis, and I had that Mustang body for years, and been sitting on the shelf, and I got the notion one day to build a car to help me remember my dad. I lost my dad at a very young age, and he spent a lot of time over in Vietnam back in his younger days. And when he came back home from Nam, this is what he bought. Basically, he bought a Mach 1. Now, mind you, that's not a Mach 1 there, but the paint color's close. The rim choice was just about spot on, and he did have leg pipes on his also. So that's how this car came about. This car's never been ran. It's never had a motor in it since I've had it. It's just got an HPI body and HPI wheels and tires. Now, I did make the side pipes for it. They are aluminum tube and very simple to make. As you can tell, they actually do duck under the body. So the body's been notched and they're attached to the body also. So it's not like they're on the chassis. I mean, I could take this off and put it on another car and or another chassis and the same thing. But I also made the the rear window louver there, as you can tell. It's all made from styrene. It's nothing major, just something that I wanted to add to it to kind of give it the old 70s flair, I guess you'd say. Tires are they're just HPI, they're scale. The rims are close to a old Krager as I could find. And it's basically just a shelf queen, and I do nothing with it but look at it every day, and it's kind of like paying homage to my dad. So let me get this out of the way, and I'll show you what I'm working on as of late. Now, this thing here has been really eating up a lot of my time. This is a boat that one of the boats I got in trade for my D110 that I had for a long time there. Traded it to a good friend of mine, and I got this one, another one just like it, and a raw hull, and another smaller boat. But this is an Aquacraft Rio 51Z. It's powered by a Zanoa 26, and boat was together, but when I got it here, trying to tune it, I actually destroyed one of the carburetors. So, ordered new carburetors for both of them. Gave one of them to a friend of mine. Just because I don't have a whole lot of room here, and I wanted it out of the way. So this is a pretty fun boat. We actually put it in the water for the first time today since I've had it, and it's a blast. Took a little bit of tuning to get it right, but so far so good. Still having some issues with it, nothing major. I got to tear off the drive off the transom here and reseal it. But other than that, I mean, it's a monster. It's not the best boat out there, but it's a lot of fun to drive, and it's really smooth for the size, and really surprising. But soon enough, we'll be starting back on. That's my round track car. It's nothing major. It's just a Slash that's been converted to a short course late model. And this is pretty much it for now. I've got a couple other boats over on the over there on the bench, and one of them is a boat. I don't want to call it a race boat, but it's my primary. It's a hodgepodge of parts that I put together from a hull that I got from a buddy of mine who no longer wanted it because it was cracked. And it's a pro boat, Miss Geico 29 that we did the body work on, sealed it back up, gave it couldn't decide what color paint to put on it. I put silver on it, and it looked like a bullet and a little bit too flashy, so I scaled it down and shot it orange. So, but it's a pro boat, and it has Aquacraft internals, so pretty fast boat. It's a 6S capable, so that one's there. I'd show you, but it's a mess over on that side. But then I also have a Prather 36-inch F1 tunnel hull that actually does have an electric outboard on the back. Hoping to start it pretty soon. And then I have a wooden Dumas Trojan build going on for that. It's going to be a replica. Hopefully, will turn out to be a replica of my grandfather's Chris Craft that he had when I was younger. So a lot of this stuff is just basically to help me remember family. It probably doesn't sound that that exciting to a lot of people, but there's something to be said for nostalgia, I guess, and keeping when you do something like that, I feel like they're still here with us, and it's just a crazy thing for me. But anyway, I appreciate if you took a look at the video. I appreciate it. I promise you that the ones to follow aren't going to be as boring. I have a lot of video on the GoPro as of now that I just can't access, and as soon as I can, I'll get it up and start editing that stuff. But hey, look, I appreciate you guys taking a look at us. Like us on Facebook. It's ModelWorks RC. And hey, I wouldn't. If you want to subscribe, do it to it, man. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Okay? Thanks.